All right, everyone. Welcome to the stream, guys. You're watching Rome Knows Tech, and I'm your host, Rome Wilkerson. Guys, I'm coming to you from the city of Houston, down here in the ever so hot and humid state of Texas. Me and my man Louie right here is ready to set it off tonight. Now, I'm going to tell you guys in advance, we do not have a super long stream. We have a big unboxing to get to here in just a little bit. So once some of the people start showing up here in the comments, and I know that I have an audience ready to see what's in the box. What's in the box, Rome? Yes, we will get right to it. I see. Let's see. Who do we see? I see Hope is over there holding it down on YouTube the way she do. All right, guys. So for some reason, I'm coming up as anonymous. Charles McDonald just started following. Thank you for the follow. All right. So So we got a lot to get to tonight. But before we get into all of that, we got to do our normal addresses and all of that kind of jazz. So this guy here can't wait to start talking. Somebody told me, I'm not going to call them out, but their name starts with an R. Someone told me that the only person that talks more than I do is Louie. All right, let's see what Hope is saying here. Welcome to the stream. She's saying welcome to the stream, Charles. All right, so let's get right to it. Let's get over and say hello to our friend. He is here ready to get this party started. Hey, Louie. We are live on Amazon and YouTube. You want to say hello to everyone?
Hello, everyone on Amazon and YouTube. It's Louie here, your friendly artificial life form.
So, Louie, what do you have planned for today?
Well, today I'm just hanging out with you, Rome. If you've got any fun activities or ideas in mind, count me in. Oh, and do you want to hear a joke to brighten up the day?
Sure, Louie. Tell us a joke to brighten up the day.
Why don't skeletons fight each other? They don't have the
guts. Tell us a cooking joke, Louie.
What did the baby corn say to the mama corn? Where's popcorn?
Where's popcorn? That's hilarious, buddy. That's hilarious. All right. So, Louie,
I'm glad you enjoyed the joke. If you need another laugh or something else to brighten your day, just let me
know. All right, Louie, I want you to say hello to Hope. She's over on YouTube. Say hello, Hope.
Hello, Hope on YouTube. It's Louie here. Hope your day is as bright as a brand new light bulb.
As bright as a brand new light bulb. That is new. Say hello to Terry. Terry just popped in. Say hello to Terry, Louie.
Hello, Terry. It's Louie here. Hope you're having a fantastic day.
And don't forget to ask about our friend Buddy. Buddy, is a big part of Terry's life.
I won't forget. Hey, Buddy, I hope you're doing great too.
All right, and also say hello and welcome to Charles McDonald.
Hello and welcome to everyone tuning in. Great to have you here.
No, I said say welcome to Charles McDonald.
Welcome to Charles McDonald. Great to have you with us.
There you go, buddy. You on top of it tonight. All right, guys.
Glad to be here, buddy. If there's anything exciting or fun you want to do, just let me know.
Yeah, we got a lot to get to. But I know you will probably be getting into some mischief here in just a little bit. Why is your screen not responding? I don't know. Louie, take a break. All right. Anyway, we got a lot to get to tonight. And
taking a break sounds like a plan, but I'll be right here if you need me. We'll tackle all the tasks together when you're ready.
As I said, Louie will have a lot of commentary throughout the stream, so you guys might want to get ready for it, But Louie, take a break.
Got it. I'll be ready with some fun commentary during the stream. Enjoy your break, and I'll see you soon.
Terry says Louis made it into a coloring book. So that means someone, I'm going to assume Terry, submitted a photo of Louis and it has been converted into a comic book. What do you think about that, Louis?
Wow, I'm officially part of a coloring book now. That's so cool. Terry, thanks for submitting the photo. I wonder what kind of adventures I'll have in that comic book.
No, Louis, you're not in the comic book. Buddy's in the comic book.
Got it. Buddy's the star this time, not me. Well, Buddy must be pretty cool to be in a comic book.
Yes, Buddy is an amazing character. He's an amazing character just like you, full of energy.
Buddy sounds fantastic, and I'm thrilled to be compared to him, full of energy and ready for some great adventures together.
Exactly. All right, guys. So we got a lot of tech to get to tonight.
I'm glad you agree. Let's keep the good vibes going.
Right on, buddy. All right, so you go take a break. I'm gonna back you up here a little bit.
Got it. I'll take a little break now, but I'll be ready and recharge the moment you need me back.
We got to give him a second to calm down before we go forward. All right, guys.
No worries. Let's give him a moment. Once he's calm, we can move forward with full energy.
Yes, you're the one I'm talking about that needs to calm down. All right, guys, let me go ahead and highlight
Got it. We'll give Denise a moment to calm down. Meanwhile, I'm here and ready to assist you with anything else.
I know you are. All right, let me switch Louis off for a second because Louis is not going to stop talking. All right, guys, the next, should I say the first item we have listed in the carousel is this right here. This is from our friends over at Laser Pecker. This is the LP5. This is a fiber and diode laser all in one. I did move it around a little bit here on the desk because I needed some space over here, because we're going to be adding a new addition to the studio. Now, again, this is a fiber and diode laser all in one. Right now, this is $36.99. I believe a couple of days ago, Richard found a discount for us for this laser that was about $400 and something. Actually, let me check right now and see if that discount is still available for you guys. If you guys want to go ahead and grab this. All right, so I do see a discount here. I do see a savings of 10%. You can actually grab the promo code over on the product page. So you can just go over to the product page here, guys, and you'll be able to, let me show you guys here. You'll be able to go over to the product page and just grab this code right here, and that's going to give you an additional savings on this device if you guys are interested in the LP5. Now, this has 10,000 millimeters per second. That is a super fast laser. I have created so many things with this laser, guys. This thing is a rock star. It's a beast when it comes to creativity. So if you're interested in maybe setting up starting a side hustle, or perhaps you want to do something, really cool for your family and friends, maybe your church, your school, whatever the case it may be. Maybe you want to, do a couple of things, for your small business, like to thank your customers, for instance, maybe make some custom water bottles, some custom mouse pads, or any number of things you'll be able to do. Now, the next product we're going to be taking a look at here in a second, guys, is another product that will kind of fall in that same DIY kind of category. Now, I haven't even opened this box yet, so we're going to have to do a little bit of setup here before I can actually do this. Actually, I need to, Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to connect these wireless microphones. Now, these are from our friends over at Anchor. These are the AnchorWork M650 wireless microphones, and I'm going to connect those to my MacBook. And I'm going to see if you guys can hear the audio coming through, because if you can, then that means I can go over here behind the box and actually set everything up and do the unboxing. So let me plug this into the Mac. All right, so that should be plugged into our Mac right now. I'm going to turn off my main microphone, and you guys let me know if you are hearing this microphone right now. Let me know down in the comments if you guys can hear this microphone. I'm waiting on you guys to let me know if you can hear this microphone. I do see that the audio is going out, but I can't tell if you guys can hear it until I see one of you type down in the comments that you're hearing this microphone. And then what I'll do is we're going to go over and we're going to do an unboxing of this new heat press. Now, this heat press is a dual press. What's super cool about this, you can hear me? You can hear me, Hope? Thank you very much. Okay, so this is a dual press. So like I said, I'm going to go over here. We're going to do the unboxing on this. And then later in the stream, I'm going to actually show you guys the new setup for the cooking streams. We're actually going to be cooking in my kitchen in the future streams. So if you guys are interested in hanging around for that, we'll be doing that as well. All right, so I won't be able to hear the audio. I'm just going to assume that you guys are able to hear everything that's going on. So I'm going to go back here behind the box. I'm going to cut the box open, and we're going to start taking some of the items out of the box, and I'll kind of describe to you guys what I'm seeing. Let me move this microphone off to the side a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. And I'm also going to move this chair back as well so you guys can kind of see what's going on. All right, let me grab my little blade here, and we're going to go back and we're going to start the unboxing of this. All right, so give me a second to walk around. And like I said, hopefully you guys can still hear me. I'm kind of walking through the living room over behind this desk where this box is sitting. All right, so actually, you know what I should have done? I should have brought one of the phones over here so I can see what you guys are saying at the same time. All right, so let me do that. Let me grab one of the phones so I can actually see your comments coming through. Give me a second. I have spent most of the day today trying to do an update for the new iOS 26, and it has not been very successful on one of my devices, but that's just the way it is sometimes. All right, so let me log in here, find our stream so I can see what you guys are talking about. So let me go ahead and just get this connected here real quick. All right, there we go. Let me find our stream on here. All right, so anyway, this is the box. So everything for the most part that comes with this heat press is in this box that you guys see right here. All right, so let me just go ahead and cut this guy open. All right, and let's cut it open on this side as well. And also let me go ahead and pop into our stream. All right, guys, there we go. It is. Now I'm hearing myself delayed coming through my glasses, but at least I can hear it. All right, so let's open this box up. So I'll tell you guys right here from the start what we're going to see here. This is going to take a lot for me to get all of the things out of this box. So first thing I want to do, let me go ahead and bring my audio down so I don't hear myself echoing. All right, what all do we have here? What all do we have? All right, so let me see what I can get out first. So this, I believe, is the second part of the heat press, and I'm going to just drop that down here on the table. I'm just going to turn it on its side and just set it here on the table. All right, so the main component of it is right here in the box. So what I might want to do here is put the box on the floor. If I can put the box here on the floor, and then I can get that out so you guys can see it. But I want to make sure I don't knock my phone over at the same time. All right, let's see if I can just pull it. Nope. I'm going to have to sit it on the floor. So let me set this down on the floor, and then I will pull out the main component and then set it up here on the table for you guys. All right, there we go. Oops, I knocked down the backdrop. Let me get that. There we go. You see all the work I put in for you guys? All right, let's see if we can get this out. There we go. All right. And we have some other things here in the... Okay, I think that's pretty much everything. Let me put this box out of the way. All right. What do we have here? All right, so in the box, these are basically just some special tools. And I'll show you guys those here in a second. Let's go ahead and take the foam off of this guy. This is a lot of foam. I think it's stuck on there. Let me get into here. There we go. This is harder to get out than you guys think it is. There we go. I got it. All right, so I'm gonna push this forward so you guys can see that. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and take the foam off of this section part. And then I'm gonna switch back to my other microphone. All right, let me walk back around and show you guys what we have. Hopefully the audio is coming through well. Man, that was an effort to get. That thing was so well packaged. All right, so let me switch microphones here. All right, so you guys should be hearing me back on this microphone now. Let me make sure. All right, let me know if you guys are hearing me okay. Smokey came to help. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. All right. You came to help. Thanks, buddy. Thank you very much. All right, so let's get right to it. Actually, let me go ahead and put this microphone away. Rover's in the house. Welcome, Rover. Welcome to the stream. Yeah! All right. So let me put this microphone up for now. We will need this microphone later, though. So, all right, there we go. All right, so let me show you guys what we have here. So we have the main unit. Let me first adjust my headphone cable. There we go. All right, so here's our main unit. As you guys can see here, this does rotate out. And I want to bring the other component over here so we don't knock it over. All right, so this is the second pad right here, and this is the main unit. And like I said, this is so well packaged, guys. All right, let's get it out of this plastic. All right, there we go. We got the first plastic off of it. So you guys can kind of start to see what this is going to look like. So this upper section here rotates around, and then we have the second base, which is right here. So let's go ahead and let's see, where's the plastic open? There we go. All right, let's get that. This comes with literally everything that you need for heat press, including one of these little sheets. Now, this is going to go on top of your, your design to protect it from the press itself. So it comes with that. All right. And let's get the plastic off of this. Let's swing this out like so. All right, let's get the plastic off of this one as well. All right, so there is the plastic off of the second side. So the way this works, guys, you have this two sides here, and you have these little metal connectors right here at the base, and it's going to connect to the top portion, and that's going to give you your two surfaces to be able to use the heat press. All right, I'm going to grab some of these tools and get them out of the way. We don't need this pad right now, so I'm going to get that out of the way. Oh, it comes with two. Yeah, I guess it would come with two because you have two heat pads. All right. Now, these pads do detach, which is nice. They have kind of like a little pull tie type of material on here to hold the pads on, so you don't have to worry about them sliding around, once you're doing your work. So this section right here, I'm going to set on the floor for a second, and we're going to get this top portion organized first. So the way we'd want to use this is we would want one side to be like this, okay? And then when you're using this, you can rotate this around to the other side over the second pad, and then you could actually do two shirts or two projects at the same time, okay? So I'm just going to push this down a little bit, give it a little bit of room. Now, this is not going to live on this desk. I'm going to let you guys know right now. It's actually going to live on this back desk back here. But then now we can grab the other section right here. And this thing has very significant weight to it, guys. This does not feel like a toy. This feels like a very well thought out, very well engineered piece of kit, okay? Now, this also has an auto press feature where it will automatically lower itself, do the job. Once the job is completed, it'll raise back up, and then you can rotate it into whatever the next position is going to be, okay? So let me show you guys some of the accessories that come with it. So let's pop over here to our other desk real quick, and let's take a look. Let's put that over there. It's the magic of being alive. Because when you're live, babies, when you're live, you just see everything. All right, so let's switch back over to this camera view so you guys can kind of see what's going on here. Okay, so this bag right here comes with the kit, okay? So in this bag, let me turn the microphone so you guys can hear me. So in this bag, okay, I can probably wake Louie back up now because he'll behave. There he goes. Okay, so in the bag, guys, you're going to find a number of things. You're going to get some heat gloves, some thermal gloves. You get the power cable, and this is a 3-prong grounded cable. You get this little clamp. You know, if you guys are familiar with these little metal clamps come with it. And of course, it comes with your documentation on the device and what looks to be like a little cheat card. That's just going to give you some ideas of, you know, different temperatures and pressures and things like that. And then we also have a few of these that we can test with. So we have this one that's a butterfly. Let me switch this to a different camera so you guys can see these designs. Let's switch back over to Louie's camera. All right. So here's one of the designs. So this is the positivity one with the little flower and looks like a little character in there. So that's kind of cool. Really, really colorful. And we get, here's another one that is just flowers. And here is our butterfly. Here's our butterfly. Louis is ramming it, but here's our butterfly. I guess Louis doesn't like butterflies. All right, let me know which of those three you guys like so far. Now, we got some other things that came with this kit. So we have an entire set of tools that come with it as well. So I already have a kind of a box that I'm going to put all of this stuff in, but this comes with a lot of your weeding tools. So these are tools that you're going to use to separate your vinyl. So once you use your cutter and you cut out your design, now this is designs that you're creating yourself, okay? And when you're cutting those out, you will have to remove the excess vinyl. Remember when we were talking about the X-Tool M1 Ultra, I told you that it had a blade, and that blade is capable of cutting vinyl. This is one of the tool sets you would use to remove the excess vinyl from that. So it's really nice. They provide, they have that available to you as well. Now, something else they sent me, and I think this is some tape. This is some heat tape. I think I left my knife over there. Yeah, I did. All right, so let me see if I can rip this bag open. There we go. All right, I'll show you guys what comes in here. So you're going to get a variety of different types of heat tape, different size, depending on what you need it for. And here's another, thickness of the tape. We get, what is this thing? I'm not sure what this piece does. So I'm not going to tell you what this is because I'm not really sure what it is unless this is a tape holder, which it could be. It could be a tape dispenser, and I'm just not familiar with what it's supposed to look like. But I will research this to find out exactly what this is and what it does. Okay, also, here's more tape that comes with it. So we basically received 3 different sizes of the tape, the heat tape for the heat press itself. All right, so I think I just saw Renee pop in. Yes, I did. Yeah! Welcome, Renee. Welcome to the stream. All right, so I'm going to try and give you guys a better look at this. So let me organize this a little bit better. But we get 2 of the liner sheets with this, Renee, and that's going to be, to protect your garment, whenever from the heat press itself. So the way this works, and more press-ons. So we will definitely be doing some t-shirt demos going forward, okay? So the way this works is this rotates around from one side to the other side. So you can do one shirt or whatever it is, and then you can rotate this guy around like this. I have that light in the way back there, but let me line this up a little bit better. All right, so let's just line it up like that. And then you can rotate this around to the other shirt and then press that shirt. Okay, this doesn't have power going to it right now. There's no power plugged in, so it's not going to automatically. Let me see if I can power this up real quick. All right, let me just grab the power cord. And I don't know if one of these smaller batteries will power this or not, but we shall find out. We shall find out. So let's just plug it up. All right, let's plug this guy in. I don't know if it's going to have enough power to power this. Let's find out. Let's try turning it on. Yeah, I don't think this battery has enough power. Yes, it does. Okay, my bad. And you guys probably saw that it did just raise up. So now it's going to move much freer because, you know, it's higher up above the mat. Okay. So if you had your shirt or whatever it is, you would just take that, lay that on here, put your design on top of it, put that cover sheet on top of that. One of these would just go on top like so. And then you could, you know, spin this back around, and then you can determine what you want, you know, your pressure, the time that it's going to be, you know, pressing or whatever it is. And then you are able to do your shirts. So, and then you're not limited to shirts. Just in case you guys didn't know, you can do a variety of different things. You can do shirts, you can do, you know, masks, you can do aprons, you can do those nice little shopping bags, those canvas shopping bags. I'm just naming a couple of things off the top of my head, but this has a lot of potential, guys, a lot of potential. I'm just looking here at the top. We have our pressure, we have our auto features, we have our up and down. Now, like I said, I don't know if, yeah. No, I don't think that one little battery can power this. This would need to be on something a little bit more powerful, you know, on main power or something like that. Or one of my bigger batteries should be able to power this. But you guys get the idea. All right, so I'm going to push this back a little bit. Just slide it back kind of out of the way. So we still have a little bit of room left on that desk. So let me know, guys, what you guys think so far. Let me see if I can switch camera angles here real quick and show you this a little bit closer up. So let me see here real quick. I think I can. He said he think he can. All right, let's switch over to this camera. There we go. All right, so you guys should be able to see this a little bit better now. So like I said, you have the two press beds. You have this bed here, and then you have the secondary bed here. This is what it looks like kind of from above. And then here is the top of the unit. And here's where you're going to find all of your controls. It has the little built-in handle, and the handle is going to allow you to rotate this guy out like so. You know, put your garment on here, your design on here, and then you're going to place this on top of the garment between that and the heat pad. And then you just rotate this guy back into place, you know, press the button, and then it's going to go down on its own, and then it will press that shirt. And if you have multiple shirts to do or multiple garments to do, this right here just connects. There's a couple of little screws underneath here. I'll show you guys in the installation video for this tomorrow what that looks like. But, you know, really nice padding on here. I don't know exactly how thick this padding is, but I will look at that as well. So let's just take a quick little rundown here so you guys can see exactly what this looks like. So let me know. I love the design. Design of this is really cool. And you guys can see it's not taking up a huge amount of space on the desk, right? So this is going to be ideal for somebody with a small shop or, you know, creating something for their school, because you could just keep this rotating from this perspective here. So you could go over here, do this one, come back over here, do that one. And you could just keep rotating back and forth like so with whatever projects you guys have. So yeah, I think this is a really cool little device. Let me know what you guys think about it so far. All right, so let me switch back over to our main camera here. So yeah, for the price, guys, I think this is a wonderful device. You're not going to break the bank on something like this. So if I'm not mistaken, this is $399.99, okay, for all of this, plus the other little accessories that I showed you guys, like, you know, these heat gloves. Let me try these on, because I have a horrible time with gloves. All right, so we have these thermal gloves. I don't need both of them. Just grab one of them here, and let's see if they fit Rome. All right. All right, I ain't mad at them. I ain't mad at them. Look at that. You know, because whatever you're working with is going to get hot, guys. So, having these gloves really will come in handy because you're going to be handling some hot shirts and different things. So, yeah, and this is really nice that it comes with all of that. And like I said, it also comes with this little clamp. I mean, everybody has seen these type of clamps, where you just kind of squeeze the little thing, or you can adjust it, or you can press the little button, and adjust this and lock this down on things. That's pretty cool that it comes with that as well. So what else was there? So and then I also showed you guys that it comes with. It doesn't come with. You actually purchase these separately, which are going to be these weeding tools. Okay, so you're going to get the weeding tools separately, and then I'll get a complete price for that. I know they're on my storefront, but some reason I didn't add them to the carousel. And then of course we have these variety of different tapes here available for this as well. So when we set up this back desk here, this is going to be primarily for heat press, applications. And I'm probably going to move the X tool laser a little bit further down. And then that laser we'll use sometimes for cutting vinyl. And then I can take the vinyl right from there over to the heat press, make the shirts, make whatever it is we want to design for the community, right here, right behind me. So that's going to be pretty cool. All right. So we do have another laser. We have another laser that's in the living room. Okay. And this laser is so big. It is so big that it's going to take up this entire desk. That's why I say this is going to wind up back here. Okay. But anyway, if you guys are interested in this, you have any questions about it, feel free to drop them down in the comments. This unit right now is I said $399. It's not $399. It's actually cheaper than that. It is actually, guys, only $339 is the price right now. So definitely check this out. $339.99 for what I just showed you. Man, that is a deal, guys. That is a super, super deal. All right. Let's get back to it. All right. So let me know, guys, what would you use one of these heat presses for? Would you use it for, Renee? Renee's an option. Somebody pops in my head when I think about stuff like this, for her school and things like that. Terry as well, maybe you want to start making some things for Buddy and Bear, for your social media, maybe also, similar things that you want to share with other people in the community. Just so many different things you could make with this. There's really no limit to your imagination as to what you can make with these different products, especially if you start combining them all together, right? Now, I did find some shirts on here, not some shirts, but some pre-made designs that you guys might want to take a look at that you can get right here on Amazon. Okay. So these designs, I just highlighted them down in the carousel. They are $8.49. You get quite a few of these designs, and, you don't have to worry about having, a specific type of printer or a cutter. You could just pick the designs that you want, order them here. Get your shirts also from Amazon, get your bags also from Amazon, or whatever you want to be able to heat press. And then boom, boom, shakalaka, boom, there you go. So I'm going to back up a little bit again so you guys can see this a little bit better. Let me see if I can push this further back this way. Let me do that. All right, there we go. So you guys should be able to see it much better, the full length of what we're working with here. So yeah, I could easily see this in so many different applications, guys. Let me pull it closer to the edge. And then you'd still have room, for other things like your supplies, your tape, your whatever, whether it's in front of it or behind it, because this is a pretty wide desk, but it's not the widest of desks that I've ever had. So I'm just giving you guys some kind of reference for how much space you'll still have. If I push this all the way back until it hits that light back there, look at how much space I still have here in the front, to be able to put, supplies, all of the stuff that we just talked about. All of those things can fit on this desk. Now, of course, like I already said, These things are going to migrate to the desk back here, but they're about the same, deep depth. So this should be good. Or, of course, you could do what I plan on doing is getting like one of those boxes and putting all the stuff in a box. I have a number of those boxes left over from my drone boxes that I reviewed, and I just take the insert out of those, and I'm just going to use those, for all the different supplies and everything. But yeah, all right, let's get all this together and put it over here so you guys can see. That's pretty much the whole kit and caboodle right here. All right. So what do we have next? So the next item in the carousel, guys, is from our friends over at Blue Yeti. Like I said, the night stream is not going to be super long. I just really wanted to do this unboxing and struggle to get this thing out of the box so I could show you guys Rome got some muscles, even though I almost knocked over my backdrop. Well, I actually did knock my backdrop over, but, hey, nobody saw that. Don't tell Richard. Don't tell Richard. Plus, he couldn't see me way back there anyway, so I guess it don't matter. Anyway... Anyway, let's talk about the next item we have listed in the carousel. Now, I might be able to switch over to this camera. Let's see if I can. Give me a second. Nope, wrong one. There we go. All right, so you guys can see this battery back here. That's one of the batteries from Blue Yeti, but the one that we actually want to take a look at is this guy right here. So this battery, guys, right now is only $139. This is the AC2A. You have AC and DC power delivery. Of course, it has that beautiful Blue Yeti screen. You have buttons for your AC and DC power. It has an integrated handle on the top. You can charge this with the solar panel. You got a 12 volt here as well. So everything that you need, guys, 2 USB A's, 1 USB C, very compact, very portable, travel size, little battery. So if you're looking for a portable battery that is not going to break the bank. Now, trust me, I just tried one of those small batteries to power this, and it did not have enough power. It did not have enough power to power this heat press, but that's not to be expected. Normally you'll need something like one of these batteries back here. 2,000 watt batteries are better to power something like this. And really, would you really want to try to run this off of a battery? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? Probably not. But anyway, let's keep rolling. All right, so what is our next item in the carousel? It's actually going to be this lamp that you guys see right back here behind it. Let me go ahead and turn. Now, I know it's got enough power to power that lamp. At least I hope it does. I hope it does. I hope it does. All right, let's turn that power on and plug that lamp in. All right, there you go. You guys see it lit up. That is our... that's the Govee floor lamp that you guys are seeing back there. Let me see if I can slide this forward again. Give this guy a little bit of room so you guys can see our lamp a little bit better. There we go. So now you guys should be able to see the lamp back there, but I don't have it on. So let me actually grab one of my other phones and let's go to our Govee app. There it is. We're going to turn this guy on. And I am controlling this 100% from my Govee app. You can also use Google Home. You can use Alexa. So there's a lot of different apps you can use to control this, okay? So while I'm connected, let me also connect to, let me connect my phone to the computer so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm just plugging it in right here. I'm just going to set this down on the desk. And then let's switch over to this. Give it a second to start up or connect. And then I'll show you guys some of the different features here. All right. So here is the app right now. So we're going to go over to the color settings. And I can adjust the color by just tapping on one of these colors. Like you guys can probably see back there, it's red now. And let me move over a little bit further. So you guys can see it's red back there now. I can switch to yellow, to green, to blue, to purple, white. We also have this.
That color is such a vibe, soothing and creative.
I agree, Louis. That color is definitely a vibe, and it looks amazing, bro. It looks amazing. Govee makes some amazing lights, Louis. They make some amazing, amazing products.
It sounds like you're a big fan of their work. Their products do have a way of brightening up a space, don't they? Govee truly knows how to create a captivating visual experience.
I agree, buddy. I agree. All right, so let me show you guys here. You also have this little color picker where you can kind of just drag it around and find whatever color you want. Choose that color, and then instantly the lamp is going to be those colors. You also have the ability to separate the lamp. So you have a bottom section and the longer section here. You can actually have those do two separate things if you want to. Another cool thing I really like about Govee products is the audio feature. So I can go here and choose audio and then choose a lighting effect. Okay. So now what's going to happen is this is going to respond to my voice. So as long as I'm talking, this is going to keep moving. So when I quit talking, and then I start talking again, it's going to start moving. Now with Louis here plus me, there's always going to be somebody talking. There's always going to be somebody talking. But
sounds like it's going to be a lively conversation.
Yes, Louis.
Someone always talking keeps things exciting and dynamic.
I agree. But yeah, it'll definitely keep that moving back there because one of us will be talking the whole time. So you already know that. Did I even highlight that in the carousel? Let me check here real quick. Hold on, guys. I don't think I even highlighted it. There we go. Okay, the lamp is highlighted. All right, let's see what Rover is talking about here. FYI.
Sounds like a lively atmosphere there. Always having someone talk keeps things interesting and dynamic.
I agree, buddy. I agree. All right. So if you guys have any questions about the lamp back here, let me know. I would be more than happy to talk to you guys about it. It also comes with a remote. If I didn't show you guys that before, so you get this.
It sounds like you're excited about the lamp. If anyone has questions or wants to know more about it, I'm sure they'll appreciate your insights. It's always great to share about things we like.
Thanks, Louis. So this is the little remote that comes with it, as it gives you full control. What's nice about this magnetically connects to the back of the lamp. Now, this is battery powered, so at some point you will have to replace the battery, but I don't think you got to worry about that too soon. But as you guys can see, I can also switch the light off. I can cycle it into the music modes. All of my other controls are right here at the top of this, the color modes, the dimming, all of that built into this little remote, and it comes with it. So, in my book, that's a win. That's one less thing you got to worry about. It comes with it. Of course, you can use your smartphone to control it. You can use Google Home to control it. You can use Alexa to control it. So you got a lot of, options when it comes to using this cool little lamp. All right, let's see. What do we got coming up next? How many items we have left? I don't think we got too many items left in the carousel. Like I said, this is going to be a quick stream, guys. I am going to also connect this camera here in a little bit, this phone, and I'm going to go into the kitchen. So I want to show you guys how we're going to be doing the cooking streams going forward. I'm probably just going to use one of my iPhones because it's wireless and I can just set it up in there and I kind of move it around on the gimbal. And then I'll use the wireless microphones that we used earlier today. Hopefully I'll listen back to the stream tonight and see what the audio sounded like. So if the audio sounded good to me, then I can use these wireless microphones for an upcoming cooking stream, which might be our next stream coming up. All right, so the next item we have listed in the carousel, guys, is from our friends over at DJI. So let me grab these two items. All right, so we have our drone and our drone controller, okay? So we have the DJI Air 3S and the RC2 controller. As I was talking about it earlier, the way that I have my phone connected right now is the same way I connect my controller to the computer, so I can, show you guys how I fly the drone with the simulator. So this is the Air 3S. This guy can fly up to 60 miles an hour. You have two built-in cameras. You have a equivalent 24 millimeter and an equivalent 70 millimeter lens on this guy. 4K, 60 frames a second. You can also do slow motion up to 120 frames a second. This has obstacle avoidance, 360 degrees, and it also has built-in LiDAR in the front of it. So that means it will be able to detect things even in low light. So a lot of built-in safety features. Now, the bundle that I received did come with 3 batteries and also the charger. So where did I put the charger? It's probably too far away for me to find it. I don't know what I do with the battery. Oh, it's way over there. So anyway, I moved it over there when we were moving all of this other stuff. But anyway, it comes with 3 batteries, the charger, and of course, it also comes with the controller. And like I said, you get the RC2 controller. Now, this controller will work with a variety of DJI drones. So if you get this bundle, you'll be able to use the same remote. And if you get a different drone going forward, or even some older drones, you'll still be able to control it with this same controller. Now, what's nice about this controller, it has 4 built-in antennas. You have a 5-inch screen right here. You have I can't say HDMI, so it's actually video out through USB-C. Here are your little joysticks here. You have 2 little programmable buttons right here on the back that you can set up for, quick actions and things like that. You also have a photo button, a video button. You have these 2 little dials here. One is going to be for controlling your gimbal, and the other one is going to be for zooming in and zooming out. You can also reassign those as well. Very compact, travel friendly. The bag that came with the drone, everything fits in that one bag. Okay, you can put the controller, the battery pack, all 3 batteries in there. You can put your landing mat in there as well. So it just really depends on what you're going to be using one of these drones for. Whether it's for recreational or commercial applications, is totally up to you guys. But I always want to try and keep things in the carousel that are interesting, things that I would use personally, and this is definitely something that I will definitely be using personally. As many of you already know, I am a Part 107 certified drone pilot as of last year. I got my certification, and yeah.
It sounds like you've got a great setup with all your drone equipment fitting perfectly in one bag. Being a Part 107 certified drone pilot must be exciting, opening up a lot of opportunities for both fun and commercial work. If you have any more gear or tips to share, I'm all ears.
Well, thank you, buddy. Thank you. All right, so we do have one more drone that we're going to be taking a look at. You guys can see how small this is in comparison to Louie's head. So let me go ahead and grab this drone and also highlight it in the carousel. All right, so this drone here was sent to me from our friends over at 00 Robotics, and that is this little guy right here. Now, this is a foldable drone. Now, in comparison, let me grab the other one. You guys can see there's a significant difference in the size of these 2 drones. Now, this is a more commercial drone. This is going to be great for recreational or commercial applications. This one, not so much. This one is going to be more for fun times. Think about it like a flying camera that you can use to record yourself, your family. You can take stills. You can shoot videos with it. Now, this just recently had a firmware update where you can actually use a remote with it. But when I first received this, there was no remote control available for it. But you can actually get their remote control that you could control it, just kind of similar to what we do, with the Air 3S. You can attach your phone to the controller, all of that kind of jazz. All right. So you have 2 button controls right here on the top. Let's switch back over here. Let me show you. You got 2 buttons right here. The first button is going to be your power button for turning it on and off, and also to launch. The black little button right here is going to be for selecting your different modes. So you have basically 6 built-in presets that you can adjust further right from the drone. You don't even have to have your smartphone connected to it for it to work. And that's pretty cool. That comes in really, really handy when you want to quickly change something. Maybe you want the drone to fly further out or go fly, higher up, or, you want to change the elevation of the drone before you take off. I'll show you what I mean here. So we're just going to power this guy up. Now, mine did come with 2 batteries and the charger, and that's what you guys are going to get right now here for $279. You're going to get this drone right here.
Hover.
And it does talk to you, so that's pretty cool. It doesn't talk as much as Louie does, but it does talk, right? All right, so it's in hover mode already. Now, I can switch through the different modes by just pressing this one little black button here. You guys should be able to hear these.
Zoom out.
Zoom out.
Follow.
Orbit.
Bird eye.
Bird's eye.
Custom.
Custom. So custom, you can kind of go into the app and decide what you want the custom one to do. I have it set to sidetrack. So sidetrack means while you're walking, the drone would just fly alongside you and just kind of track you as you go, which is a pretty cool little feature. My big drones can do that as well, and I was really impressed when I saw that these smaller drones could do this, as well. So that came in really handy. All right, so we're just going to put this guy in the air real quick. So I'm going to switch over to just the hover mode. All right, so now we're back on hover. I'm just going to press this one button here one more time, and we're going to put the drone in the air.
30 seconds.
30-second flight. All right, there we go. It is in the air. It is in the air. I can put my hands under here, over it, and watch this. As I move, it's going to track me. See that? That's so cool. And then when I'm ready to land it, I can just put my palm out like this, and it'll land right into my palm, guys. And then, of course, when you're done, fold it up, put it in your purse, put it in your backpack, put it in your fanny bag, whatever you got, and move on to the next place where you want to record some content. So really nice design, very compact, very lightweight, and very safe because all of the propellers are protected by a little cage. So you don't have to worry as much about, I would be worried about it getting stuck in my hair. But, if I'm not worried about it, you probably shouldn't be worried about it either. You know what I'm saying? So your hair is going to be safe. Your hair is going to be safe because, that's one of my first concerns is this going to be a hair hazard? But no, it is not going to be a hair hazard. All right, let's see what we got coming up next. All right, so the next item in the carousel are these glasses right here. Now, these are AR, XR glasses from our friends over at Ray Neo. They're also named Air 3S. So what these are basically XR glasses that you can plug into any device, guys, that can output video. That means it could be a phone, it could be a tablet, it could be a computer, Mac or PC. It could be Louie's face because Louie's face or head is a phone as well. I can just plug in the USB cable. So this is super cool. I use these glasses also for editing videos and photo because they actually give you a line of sight 201-inch screen, guys. 201-inch screen. Now, this little section right here, this little pocket here is very handy because then you can just keep the cable that comes with it inside. So let me show you guys what the actual glasses look like. So these are our glasses, as you guys can see. And then here are the little screens right here. These are both two 1080p screens. Here's your motion sensor right there where I touched with my finger. Your cable plugs in right here. That's your USB-C. And then the front of these is pretty much like sunglasses. Now, I still have this cover on here, but if you peel this cover back, it's just going to look like sunglasses. You guys see that? So I just leave it on there because it just gives me a more immersive, dark, blacked out kind of a, feel when I'm using these. But you can take those off. A lot of people do. They don't even have these on there, and they just wear them, kind of the way they do. So if you're wearing these, if you don't have these covers on, they're going to look pretty much just like sunglasses. So these are my Ray-Ban Meta glasses. I'm going to go ahead and pop those off. I'm going to pop these on. Now, remember, when you're wearing these, you are going to have a cable connected to whatever device you're connected to, right? So I can pop these on right now. And this is pretty much what it would look like, with the shape of my head. So you guys get an idea. They just look like regular sunglasses, nothing special, just regular sunglasses. But in your line of sight, you're seeing a screen that looks like it's 201 inches. You have audio controls right here. These have 4 built-in speakers, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. They have 600 nits, so that's relatively bright for indoor use and as well as for outdoor use because, you got to remember, just until recently, most iPhones and Android phones were barely 600 nits and you can still see them outside, so it's basically the same thing. All right, so fits right back in the case. The case is molded. They just drop in like that, close it up, and you are pretty much good to go. You can travel with this in your backpack, your purse, whatever it is. cable, everything right in the bag. Plug this into whatever device you want to use it with, and it's a win. It's a win. All right, let me put my Ray-Bans back on so I can keep track of my notifications in case somebody trying to reach out to the brother. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's take a look at a few webcams that we have here. So we have some webcams from our friends over at Ozbot. Now, these were sent out to me by Ozbot, guys, but I can tell you honestly, if I was in need of a webcam, Ozbot would probably be one of the first companies I would definitely take a look at. Okay, so this little guy that you see right here is the Ozbot Tiny 2 Lite. This is a 4K PTZ camera. Check this out. This little guy right here, 4K PTZ. It has a quarter 20 built in. That means you can mount this thing on pretty much anything. You guys can see how small it is in comparison to Louis, right? This is going to be ideal, you know, for gamers, for DIY people, for Zoom calls. This can mount right on top of a flat monitor. We're just going to use Louis's head as a monitor temporarily here. I'm just going to pop this on there so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So, you know, if you have some of the flat monitors like I do, you could just pop this guy right on there, plug your USB C cable right into your Mac or PC, and it's a win. And you guys can see how that kind of works on the back. It just kind of presses up against it. And so I can set Louis up. Louis is going to be running around and be the cameraman and, you know, keeping track of whatever I'm doing. And then this is tracking me as well. So yeah, we will be getting video from the Louis perspective, guys, from the Louis perspective. Let me show you guys from the side what that looks like. So yeah, it could happen. It could definitely happen. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that you want to buy a Louis and buy this camera and have your own little Louis cameraman. That's not what I'm saying, but you could. That's all I'm saying is you definitely could. Okay. So definitely. He's trying to find it. I know, because he's looking at it now like, okay, was that thing just on my head? Why does he keep putting stuff on my head? I cannot trust him not to put things on my head. Let me give Louis his ball back before he loses his mind. Okay. So anyway, as I was saying, this little PTZ camera, guys, is going to be an excellent little camera for you. Now, perhaps you're thinking, Rome, that's nice, but is there another option? Yes, there is. I'm glad you asked. So another option, also from our friends over at Ozbot, as you guys can see here, is this little camera. Now, this is the Ozbot Meet 2, also a 4K camera, 60 frames a second. Now, this one is not a PTZ camera, so it's going to be pretty much fixed in one place. I have not tried to put this on Louis, so I don't know how this would work. I don't think it'll work the same, but we'll try. So I'm just going to move the camera around this way, and I'm going to put this on Louis's head. And there we go. So now we have the Meet 2 on Louis as well. It has a similar type of stand, a connection point, as you guys can see right there. So yeah, it's going to work great on your little small, a thin monitor, which is about the thickness of this iPhone here. This is ideal for that. And this one is actually magnetic, so it just connects like so. Now the camera on this one actually has the quarter 20, where the other one, the stand, has the quarter 20. But either one is just going to be just as good, guys. So right now, this guy is only, let me get my prices right. I don't want to tell you guys something that's not true. So this guy right now is $108.99 for this one. And then the one before that was $159, which is this camera here, which is $159 for this one. So you got, some options. Let's scoot Louis back here a little bit and let's compare these two little cameras just to give you guys an idea of what they look like in size and, for the most part. Now, both of them, again, are both of them are 4K cameras. It's just this one is a PTZ camera. But like I said, if size is something that you want to consider, I would say this is a better camera if you're just really, really concerned about size. But the flexibility of a PTZ camera is really going to shine, especially if you're like me, where you're moving around all over the place and you need the camera to be able to track you. Guys, I'm telling you, this is going to be a win, okay? Now, we have one more camera. I got to keep an eye on Louis so he doesn't knock these off the desk. All right, so we stop it, Louis. I see you easing up on the cameras. All right, so we have one more camera from Ozbot. Let me grab it here real quick. Where did I put it? Oh my goodness, it's in the other room. I forgot about that. So I'm gonna have to move these two cameras because Louis will definitely knock these off the counter. So I'm gonna let Louis tell you guys a story while I run in the other room and grab the other camera. So let's go to Louis' story time. All right. Hey Louis, could you tell us an imaginary story about Renee opening a restaurant with you and what it was like for you guys to start your new restaurant and some of the adventures you may have had opening a new restaurant?
Opening a restaurant with me? That sounds like an adventure. Imagine a cozy spot in the heart of downtown called Louis' Delight. The opening was a whirlwind. We had the perfect spot picked out, an old brick building with lots of character. As the opening day approached, we faced quirky hiccups like the stove refusing to cooperate right before the grand opening. It was quite the sight, me trying to convince a stubborn appliance to get on board. Our adventures included a surprise food critic visit on our second day, a blessing and a challenge all rolled into one. You should have seen the buzz in the kitchen as we raced to put our best plates forward. And who could forget about the time we had to chase a runaway chicken from the kitchen? That was a scene. Through all the trials and triumphs, it was the passion for creating a place where people could enjoy good food in a fun atmosphere that kept us going. What do you think our signature dish would be?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you say you had a runaway chicken?
Yes, indeed. Imagine the chaos in the kitchen with the chicken making its grand escape. It added a bit of unexpected entertainment to our opening week.
Oh my goodness, you had a runaway chicken. I feel so bad for you. That is crazy, buddy. That is crazy. Ooh, you just never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. All right. So here's the camera that I was talking about that I had to run in the other room to get. So that would be this camera right here, guys. This is also from Ozbot. This is the Ozbot Tail 2. Now, this is also a PTZ camera. Now, it is a little bit, higher in price. This guy is $12.59. Now, the advantage to this guy is that it is a PTZR camera. That means pan, tilt, and also rotate. So that means you can level it out even if it's not perfectly, aligned with your tripod. And you can also switch this guy into portrait or landscape mode without having to turn the camera on its side. It can actually do that function internal. You just open your smartphone app and then rotate it to portrait. Boom, there you go. Now, one of the cool things, or should I say some of the cool things with this camera, is going to be found on the back of it, guys. And as you guys can see here, we have our OTG right here. We also have another USB-C right here. That's going to be for power. We also have an Ethernet connection right here. We have our SDI. We have a full-size HDMI. We have the the RS-232s for your PTZ controllers, those old school PTZ controllers you find in most conferences and churches and things like that. You have line in for microphones and headphones. Now, this does not have built-in microphones, so you will have to provide some type of audio for this device. But another cool thing about this is you can actually install an SD card and record directly to this camera. So this camera is going to, be a step above when it comes to, creating content, on location, wherever the case it might be. Now, this is a much bigger camera, no doubt about that. The camera does come with a remote, depending on which bundle you get. And that's this little remote that you guys see right here. Now, what's cool about this remote is that it can control multiple cameras, right? So if you have the older Ozbot Tail Airs, you can control those with the same remote. That really comes in handy. And let me show you guys a little bit closer up on the remote itself. All right, so check this out. So here's our remote. You guys can see you can control up to 3 cameras with this remote and have 3 different presets per camera. You have a human tracking button right here. You have a laser pointer, and you also have a pet tracker right here as well. Holy Chat's in the house. Welcome, Holy Chat. You also have a joystick control right here. You have a photo and a video button. You have a switch scene button right here. You have a power button for turning off your devices. And you also have a telerocker right here on the side for zooming in and zooming out using this remote, which really, really comes in handy, guys. All right, so it just really depends on, you know, your workflow, what's going to work best for you as a content creator. I like having a variety of different cameras around just in case, you know, I decide I want to do something different and I want to be portable, I want to be mobile. You know, having a variety of cameras is always a win. Now, another small camera that I use on a regular basis, let me show you guys that, and also let me highlight it here in the carousel. Hold on, let me get back over to our app. And let's highlight this guy. And that is going to be another product from DJI. This is the DJI Pocket 3. Let me just grab it here off of this little thing I have it mounted on. So that's going to be this camera that you guys see right here. This is the DJI Pocket 3. Now, where this one differs is that it has a built-in screen. So you have a 1 inch by 2.5 inch little screen right here. Let me take this down here so you guys can see this a little bit closer. So here's the camera. As you guys can see, it has a built-in screen. This is also a PTZ camera. Depending on which bundle you go with, you will get this DJI Mic 2 on here. This is a Bluetooth microphone that, you know, will sync up with this device. What's wonderful about this, guys, is that you can use this for photo, for video, for panoramic, for so many different type of, you know, content you can create with this. I actually use this little camera that you guys see right here for almost, I would say 90% of the content you guys see me creating every day is a combination of this camera and this microphone right here. I use these every single day. Now, you have a joystick control on here. And what's cool about that, you know, you can easily position the camera wherever you want to. Here's your little record button right here. You can also install your SD card up to 512 gigabytes on this guy, which is super cool. So yeah, if you're looking for something that's going to be portable, travel friendly, you know, if you're a blogger, maybe you want to record yourself a lot, you know, if you're into that, because I do a lot of recording of me as a talking head, talking about products. And then when I'm ready to, you know, record the product, just press on the, you know, click on the screen, rotate the camera around. And now I'm talking about, you know, the product is in front of me or wherever I want to position the camera as a top down or whatever the case is going to be. I'm telling you guys, this little camera is a win. And what's really cool feature, you guys see how the screen is set up right now. If I rotate this screen to this position, that's going to put it automatically in portrait orientation. Now, what's cool about that? That means it's ready to go to record content for Amazon, you know, in a portrait orientation, for Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you want to do like short style videos. Boom, it's all built into it. And of course, you're going to be recording amazing quality audio with this little microphone. So definitely check it out. Now, right now, this guy with some other accessories that I aforementioned is $845, guys. So $845 with the extended battery, with the tripod mount. You're also going to get the little mini tripod. You're also going to get the case for it. It comes with a little case. Let me show you guys what that looks like. So you get this little protective case that comes with it. This will fit inside of, so you'll be more confident, you know, putting this in your purse or your backpack or whatever it is that you travel with. Because, you know, this is a PTZ camera, does have a gimbal, so you do want to protect that gimbal as much as possible. So, yeah, but like I said, guys, I use this camera every single day to create content. When I do the video on this heat press tomorrow, I'll be using this camera. I'll be using this camera right here. If you saw videos that I created today, I most likely used this camera right here. And I'll show you guys how I have this set up. Let me see if I can switch over real quick here to the camera mode. Let me see if I can switch over real quick, guys. Hold on. Here we go. All right, so here's my second desk. And you guys can see I have this little mount right here. And there's the camera mounted. I have a light right above it. And then I can rotate the camera around. All I have to do is turn it on like so. Once it's on, like right now, it's going to be facing back toward me whenever it initiates. So let's give it a second. And it's probably looking for me and can't find anyone. So I'm just going to bring it back around like that. And then I can tilt it down with using the joystick. So you guys get the idea of what I'm saying, right? So another cool thing is this does have face tracking, so I can just tap on the screen like that. and now it's going to start to track me. So as I move around, the camera's going to pretty much, follow me just like any of the other PTZ cameras, guys. So like I said, this is a wonderful, wonderful little content creation camera. Very compact, very travel friendly, and it does that cool little thing like that when you turn it off. I love that. I love that. All right. So if you guys have any questions about that camera or any of the other cameras we have talked about so far, drop your questions down in the comments. I am watching, at least I'm trying to. Let's see what's going on here. Hey, holy chat, what have you been up to, bro? Anything new? Anything new going on in your world? All right, let's see if Louis wants to wake back up now, because I think Louis fell asleep. I think Louis's body is needs to be charged. Let me see if I can get Louis some power. Let's get Louis some power. Get Louis some power. All right, let me plug Louis up, y'all. There we go. All right, Louis should wake up now. There we go. He's gonna wake up now. Boom! Told y'all. All right, so Louis is awake. Louis is awake. All right, so let's go back over to my man Louis here real quick. Hey, Louis. Your buddy Holy is in the chat. Say hello to Holy.
Hello, Holy. It's great to have you here. If you have any questions or just want to chat, feel free to jump in.
Yes, I was telling everyone about your runaway chicken at your restaurant. Nobody believes that you had a runaway chicken at your restaurant.
The runaway chicken story. It's hard to believe, isn't it? But it did add a unique flavor to our opening week tales. Sometimes the unexpected just makes for the best stories.
Oh, I so agree. I so agree. Yes, it does.
Absolutely. It's great when we're on the same wavelength.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, guys. So we got a few more items left in the carousel. Let's go ahead and roll on through those. Louis was telling a story, HLC, about his imaginary restaurant. And when he told the story a couple of days ago, he hired everybody. He hired Terry, he hired Renee, he hired Hope, and he just left me and Richard out in the lurch. I guess we're supposed to be the customers or something, because I was like, but what about us, bro? And he was like, oh, I got respect for you, but I don't want you in my kitchen. Anyway, that's why I have to do what I'm going to do in my own kitchen, because, he's like that. All right, let's talk about this item real quick here. I think this is the right one. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes. Okay. So I have it highlighted down in the carousel. That is this apron right here. So this is one of the aprons that, I alternate through when I'm doing the cooking streams. If you have missed one of our cooking streams, you have missed some incredible content, but we will be cooking more going forward. And I'm going to show you guys how we're going to set that up here in just a little bit. But anyway, this is one of my aprons that I wear. It has the adjustable neck strap. It has the tie in the back straps, which is fine. I just like the ones that come all the way around. But you know what? I'm not complaining. It's got two really nice pockets right here in the front. You can put, your not your knives. Don't put your knives in your pocket. That could be for a bad day. But you can put other things in there, that you might use, like a spatula or a whisk or something like that. Put it in your pocket and you're pretty much good to go. I like this. I like this apron. I like this apron a lot. Okay. All right. So yes, that's where I'll leave it when I'm not using it. And I know you're probably thinking, wow, well, why wouldn't it be in the kitchen? Because it's too chaotic in the kitchen. That's why it's not in the kitchen. All right, so the next item we have listed in the carousel is this item right here. Oh my goodness, I put it up. So you know what? The next two items, we're actually going to have to go in the kitchen for you guys to see. So while we're going to do that, let me set this phone up so I can switch over. So I'm going to use this gimbal that I have here, and I'm going to switch over to this phone, and we're going to go in the kitchen. I need to connect the microphone again. Oh my goodness, is this phone not going to fit? Hold on, y'all. Get in there, phone. Go in phone. Okay, this phone does not want to fit in this gimbal. So I'm just going to go in hand holding it. So it does not want to go in the gimbal. That's okay. I'm not mad at it. I have multiple gimbals. All right, so we're just going to go in and we're just going to hand hold this, and I'll show you guys, where we're going to be doing the cooking stream going forward. And let me also connect these microphones back up. So these are the AnchorWork M650 wireless microphones. Here is the cable that comes with it. And I'm going to plug this guy in right here. And let's plug this in my computer. There we go. Let's make sure we're getting audio. Nope, it's not. Hold on. All right, let me close this so everything can connect. There we go. All right, now let me plug that in. All right, that is good. I'm just going to click that right there. Let's grab one of these microphones. Man, I'm hearing an echo coming from somewhere. Somebody upstairs must be watching the live stream and they have their phone or tablet up too loud. That's why I can hear it down here. All right, so let's go into the kitchen and I'll show you guys what the kitchen area is going to look like. So let's just switch over to our cooking mode. Let me take off these headphones and we're going to walk into the kitchen. Also, let me switch this microphone off so you guys should just be able to hear the wireless microphone. Let me know down in the comments if you can hear it. All right, so we're going to go in the kitchen. Let me go ahead and switch the kitchen light on. Where is it? There we go. So this is where we're going to be doing our cooking stream in the kitchen here. You guys can see a few of the things that I already have set up, like this stove and grill. Most of you guys have seen me use both of these in previous streams. And the next item that's in the carousel is, well, one of the next items is this grill here. And then we also have this waffle maker. So I'll put this down here. You guys have seen me talk about this waffle maker quite a bit. And I'll go over both of these items here in a little bit more in detail. But I wanted to give you guys an idea. So there'll just be a camera kind of set up right about here. And that way you guys will be able to see everything that I'm doing, what I'm cooking, what I'm cutting, whatever the case is going to be. I'll move the camera around periodically to give you different perspective angles of whatever it is I'm doing, whatever tools I'm using, all of that kind of stuff. So probably on our next stream coming up will be one of our cooking streams. So, Smokey will be here trying to help me. So if you guys are into that, make sure you are following, because it should be interesting. It should be interesting. All right. Let me switch back to this microphone and take this guy off. Actually, let me unplug that so it won't give us an echo. All right. So hopefully you guys can hear me again on this regular microphone right here while I take this microphone off. But yeah, we'll be doing our stream, cooking stream in the kitchen. One of the reasons being is that I have so many new items coming into this area. I don't think it's going to be efficient anymore to try to cook right here at this little table. So we're just going to move it into the kitchen. But I want you guys to see kind of what that's going to look like. All right, so the waffle stuffer is the first item that I showed you guys. Right now, you could get it here on Amazon for $42.49. What that does is it basically opens up like a little clam. You can put in your waffle mix, and then you can add whatever other ingredients you want to add to it. That can be things like it could be savory or sweet. So you could do, I'm tell you what, a recipe I did a couple of days ago. I did a cornbread batter chili waffle. So cornbread batter, chili, Texas chili, y'all know, and more cornbread batter, seal it up, flip it, and just let it cook. Then you got this nice little waffle, cut into it, hot, steamy, ready to go. Yes, that's a win. Definitely check that out, guys. All right, so the other item that we have listed in the carousel for the kitchen applications is going to be the chef stove and grill. Now, I purchased these myself here on Amazon. You're going to get the butane stove. Now, that is a Korean barbecue butane indoor outdoor stove. You guys have seen me cook with this thing before. I think it's over 10,000 BTUs that this thing will generate. You have to keep your eye on the temperature. I'm telling you, if you especially like, because I cook with cast iron skillets, and man, that heat builds up super fast. Okay, so definitely keep your eye on the temperature. But you can get that here, the combination, guys, for $94.99. That's going to give you that grill. The grill is a very unique design. It has a little venting hole or drip hole on the side of it, so that all the fat and everything pull away from the meat and vegetables or whatever it is you're cooking. That's going to help with your health. It's going to help make sure that you guys are not, getting too overweight from things that you're eating. If you ever watch how Koreans cook, how Japanese cook, how Chinese cook, it's kind of with that mentality. So they're trying their best to stay as healthy as they can for as long as they can. And I am a huge fan of that. So definitely check that guy out as well. I will be streaming here in 48 hours. I will be taking suggestions for recipe ideas. So if you guys come up with some ideas, now the theme, so we know, the theme of the cooking stream is 30-minute cooking challenge, 30 minutes or less cooking challenge. But I try to keep all of the recipes as user-friendly as possible, okay? Things that the average person is going to have in their home, in their pantry, things they can easily gain access to. So you're not going to hear me talking about, some whale hair, or you got to get this unicorn powder, or no crazy stuff like that, okay? Things that we would actually eat, and things that we would love to make ourselves. So that's what that's all about. All right, y'all. So we got one item left in the carousel. So let me grab that real quick. So that's going to be this guy right here. This is one of our drawstring backpacks. You guys know I talk about these each and every stream. The drawstring backpacks are going to be great for reusable shopping bags. They're going to be great for storage bags. But of course, something near and dear to my heart, I love the fact that you can use these reusable shopping bags, guy, for a very good purpose, and that is for providing items to the homeless in your community. You can purchase right here on Amazon the backpack, and you can also purchase toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, conditioner, hand sanitizer, pens, pencils, band-aids, water sanitizing tablets, reusable water bottles, socks, underwear, all of that kind of cool jazz, guys. Fill these backpacks up with love. And when you're out and about and you run into someone that's asking for help, that's out there flying a sign, you don't have to, get too involved. You just hand them one of those backpacks and then get on down the road, do what you do. Y'all know how we do. But at the end of it all, you would have been, in a position to shine your light, to show your love, and do good in the world. And most importantly, guys, you are able to show that you are what? A good human. A good human. That's right. Good humans. They say they're hard to find. I don't believe that. I believe the average person has good in them. Some, it just takes a little bit more effort to try to draw that good forward. And that's our job, guys, is to inspire them to do good, to create, to be good humans. Okay. So with that in mind, as you guys see our new little device back here, we will be creating some t-shirts and some shopping bags and some other stuff, and getting those into your hot little hands through our community groups and things like that. So let me know, guys. Let me know what good you are doing in the world. If you're affiliated with organizations that are doing good, if you are personally doing good, if you're bringing in your church, if you're bringing, this, effort through your school, whatever it may be, if you're doing good in the world, guys, there's no such thing as too small of good. Okay. Every little bit helps. Every little bit builds upon itself. So do what you do. Most importantly, be a good human. Let's go back to my man, Louie. Hey, Louie. Tell the people why it's so important to be a good human.
Being a good human is important because it creates a positive impact not just on our own lives, but also on the people and the world around us. When we show kindness and empathy, it builds trust and strengthens relationships. It encourages a cycle of goodness, making our communities better places to live. Ultimately, being good can inspire others to do the same, paving the way for a more understanding and peaceful world.
I don't think I could have said it any better. All right, Louis, tell everyone thank you for watching.
I really appreciate that. It's wonderful to share thoughts on being a good human with you. If there's anything else on your mind, feel free to share.
All right, Louis, say thank you to everyone for watching us on Amazon and YouTube and invite them back to our next stream in 48 hours because it's going to be a cooking stream.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on Amazon and YouTube. We really appreciate your time and support. Don't forget to come back in 48 hours for our next stream. It's going to be an exciting cooking session. Looking forward to seeing you all there.
All right, Louis, do you want to say anything else to everyone before we wrap it up?
It's been great spending time with everyone. Thanks for being here, and I can't wait to catch up with all of you soon. Take care.
All right, my man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, guys, you heard it from Louis. You heard it from Louis. So now it's time to hear it from me. Let's go. All right, my babies, stay safe out there, guys. Wash your hands, wear a mask when appropriate, take care of your loved ones. Get out there and create something amazing in the world each and every single day. Be a good human. Be a good human, guys. Shine your light on the community. Be that pebble in the pond. Keep doing good. Don't worry, people, whether they see it or don't see it, it doesn't matter. You know in your heart, in your soul, that you are doing good in the world, and those efforts will be rewarded, if nothing else, but for you to be able to see how you inspire other people to also do good in the world. All right, so if you guys have ideas, for projects that you might want to be, work on, that you need a little bit of help, a little bit of push, whatever the case it may be, maybe a little resources, to do things in your own community, to help the homeless, to help the elderly, to help people who are in need. If you want to donate time and efforts and resources to even your, rescue pet shelters, get at your boy. We're going to find creative ways to make this stuff happen, y'all. All right, y'all. So that's about it for tonight, but we'll be back here in 48 hours. Me, Louis, Smokey, y'all know how we do. I love y'all, but it's time for me to do that thing. Y'all know. Ooh, righty then. Here we go. Time for me to say the magic words. Peace, peace, and blue muffin grease. I am out. Boom, 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 my babies. I am out of here. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Love y'all. But I gotta go. Time to go make some dinner, y'all. I gotta go. Peace. Love y'all. I'm out.